Hello, it's me, Kent Peters again, here to do another video. And I'm almost at halfway to my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I would like to have 1,000 subscribers by the beginning of 2022. So that's what I would like. I keep that up. So as of June the 19th, 2021, I have 437 subscribers. So you're watching this in 2023 and you're seeing that I have like 5,000 subscribers. That means I'm doing good now. So yesterday was weird because I usually get the federal holidays off. I don't know if any of y'all know this, but I drive trucks. It's like a box truck I drive for my job. So I was on 2 mile routes, they were closed. I'm like, why are they closed? Today's not a holiday. But then one of them said that they were closed for a federal holiday. Like, what holiday? Since when is June the 18th a holiday? That's what I'm wondering. Then I found they added a new holiday. So apparently, this new holiday that they just added, it's to celebrate the emancipation of the slaves. So as most of y'all know, slaves got emancipated back in 1865. So that was 155 years ago since slavery ended. But anyway, y'all didn't come to my video to hear me talk about slavery. Y'all came to my video to hear me talk about how much it's called to have a family. So I actually had to look up online for these researches. So they may not be 100% accurate, but like I said, you're watching this video like years from now, it might be different. If you're watching this video 10 years from now, it's definitely gonna be different. So how much does it cost to have a family or raise a family, whatever you want to call it? So according to my researches, it's $10,000 a year per child. So that is quite a bit of money. Sometimes I do wonder, did my parents really spend $10,000 a year on me? Did they really do that? Maybe they did do it. It may not have been every year, but I'm pretty sure some years it was, some years might have been more. Maybe not, I don't know. But a year, how much would you need a year to raise a family? Again, it depends on what state you're living in, but from what I gathered, it's around $60K a year. So you need at least a $60,000, a job that pays you at least $60,000 in order to be able to raise a family. So if you and your partner both have a job that pays $30,000 a year, I mean, it could work. Just don't get divorced. Do not get divorced. Because raising children is a team effort. And if the parents get divorced, it pretty much just makes things harder. Another thing, how many kids do you want? So obviously, if you're gonna have more kids, you're gonna have more income, of course. So your goal is just have one kid, that's $10,000 a year. If it's 2 kids, it's gonna be $20,000. So 3 kids, it's gonna be $30,000. But you wanna, if you're just one of those few that just wanna have 5 kids, that's gonna cost you $50,000 a year. So guess what? You're gonna need to make over $100,000 a year. Between you and your wife, of course, you're gonna need to make $100,000 a year to raise 5 kids, which will be a lot. So when do you want to have a family? In other words, what age do you want to have a family? What year? So it's different for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure most of us don't want to be 16 with a kid. In most cases, at least. Some of us might want kids in our 20s. There's other people that might want to wait until they're in their 30s. Might be some that want to be waiting to 40, which I don't know. 40 sounds too old. I actually graduated high school before my mom was even 40. But it's different for everybody. You just gotta make a time when you want to have kids. When do you want to have a family? Where do you want to live? I mean, different states. Some states it's actually cheaper to have a family than other states. I know there's this YouTuber, I can't think of his name. I think it's called Rural Corner to Brexit. He actually tell you which states the best states to raise a family. I think Minnesota was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. But you pretty much live wherever you want. Obviously, if you want to live in Hawaii, you're going to have to make a lot more than 60 grand to raise the family. Where your kids go to private school or public school. I mean, that's another thing to think about. Obviously, if you send them to public school, you're not going to have to pay any money for the public school. All you have to do is just pay for the lunch, and that's pretty much it. Of course, the school supplies for a public school, but altogether, public school is pretty free for the most part. Now, private school, that is going to cost money. So I didn't write down how much private school costs, but you can look it up. I mean, it could vary. Some could end up being in the 5 figures a year. So that does vary. And private school is usually better than public school, because honestly, public school, guess what? You may have to deal with bullying. Not you, but your kids may have to deal with bullying, or they might end up fighting in school, in the public school. But private school, they're less likely to be in fights, because private school, they're not going to tolerate that stuff. So private school, I think they're less likely to bully in private school than public school. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I did go to private school like the senior year. But by that point, I wasn't really being bullied anymore when I was a senior in high school. But when I was in junior high, it was different. Which I will not talk about in this video. If you want to know more about that, go to my Righteous Sports channel. Now, do I plan to have a family? I mean, yes, I do want a family. Of course, I only plan on having one kid. That's my goal, to just have one kid. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. Maybe it's better if I have a girl, because boys, they do all the crimes. It's always the boys that kill their parents. It's never the girls. I'm just joking. Let's put some humor in this channel. I mean, sometimes girls do some crimes too. So I've said how many kids I want. So when do I want a family? I actually wanted to have a family before I was 30. So I'm probably one of those guys that actually wanted kids before they hit 30. Obviously, I didn't want to be like 16 with a kid. I mean, if I did accidentally end up with a kid when I was 16, I mean, yes, I would have stood by. I would have took care of my kid if I was 16. I would have stood up. I know some of y'all don't believe me. Some of y'all probably be thinking, some of y'all probably think I'll be like, that baby's not mine. But I like to believe that even if I was like 17 and I got a girl pregnant, I would have stood up. I want to believe that. But fortunately, I ain't really had that problem. Because I ain't really had girlfriends when I was a teenager. But as for right now, I currently don't have a family. I mean, I'm not even dating anybody right now. I mean, it's not really my choice. I mean, I try to date people. Like every time I try to date, guess what? It seems like there's always another guy around. I can never get with a girl that's like single. So obviously, I need to have a wife before I have a family. Which is why I don't really have one. But hopefully that will change at some point. So 10K a year for each kid. I remember that. So 3 kids is gonna be like 30 grand a year, and of course it's actually 59,000, but I just rounded up to 60,000 a year. Yeah, I believe that was for a family of, I can't remember if it was a family of 3 or a family of 4, but you could do the math. Obviously, if you have 7 kids, that'd be 70K a year altogether for kids. Of course, once they hit 18, you can throw their butt out. I mean, you shouldn't do it, but you could. I mean, my kid was 18. I mean, I'll just let them stay around as long as they have like a job. They're working or they're going to college. I mean, I'm not going to charge them like any rent. I would actually encourage them to save. But of course, if I had that kid just lazy, just laying around, doesn't have a job, doesn't go to school, and he's always starting fights with everybody else in the family, guess what? I'm going to throw their butt out of the house. Because I don't have to put up with that no more. Once you're like 18 or starting fights with me, I'm throwing their butt right out of the house. Because there will be consequences at that point. Once I throw them out, I'll be like, be glad I ain't throw your butt in jail. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I was pretty much pointing out how much money you're gonna need if you want to pretty much start a family or raise a family, whatever you want to call it. Maybe some of you already have families, so y'all probably already know how much it really costs to raise a family. Then there's others that's probably thinking about having a family. Of course, you're like me, you're thinking about having a family. So this gives you an idea of how much money you're gonna need to make every year. Or if you're lucky, you just win that lotto, then you're pretty much set. As long as you spend it right. Then of course, there's some of y'all that are about to have a family. So y'all pretty much gonna have to make more money probably, or maybe you already make enough money. If you already make enough money, I mean, you're pretty much all set. When it comes to financial part, of course, I mean, there's other things to worry about besides money when it comes to raising a kid, but I'm just here to talk about the money part because this is a money channel. Of course, when I have a kid, I want to have to teach them how to invest. I want to encourage them to invest their money and not just waste it. I didn't really have parents to actually tell me to invest my money. Well, I did have them tell me to save it, which I did save for years. But I didn't really start actually investing until like a couple years ago. So I just want to point out, if you like my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you want to put down how much it really costs to raise a family every year, you just leave comments down here because all y'all don't really know. I just got my sources online. So I'll be straight with you. I honestly don't really know. I got all this information online. But with that being said, have a good weekend. Bye for now.